This is so awesome. I so want one of these.
You totally can't go to Florida now. It's a Stylophone symphony.
Anyway, welcome to Zombie Popcorn Radio, January 9th, 2010, show number 15. We are now officially in 3D, so jump by zombiepopcorn.com and check out the 3D broadcast of our show. All the record you hear in the back is Paul's new toy. This is the Stylophone. So welcome. If you want to join in on the conversations, you can hit us up in the chat room. Annoying.
We should have waited till later to get these out.
Now they're playing with their toy. But anyway, you can hit us up in the chat room. Go to zombiepopcorn.com or call us at 757-337-2195. Thank you for tuning in to Zombie Popcorn Radio, now in 3D.
3D!
I'm here. Jason. Josh is here.
I'm here.
Paul is here. And Miss Jen Casper is here from JenCasperPhotography.com.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess since he's playing with this,
No, go ahead.
we'll start
We'll
off
talk
with
about it later. I'm going to cut it off.
Because somebody got a new toy today.
Hey, $35 of complete fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's how much both of them cost?
Yeah, $14.99 and then it was more.
Hello, 3D Movie Man. Welcome to the chat room. Hope you like everything. Hope everything looks good. Let me know if it doesn't. Something doesn't look good. Hello. Who's that?
Website.
What's going
JL
on?
Pro.
Oh, we got somebody new in the chat room, man.
Yeah. Hello.
What's going on?
But anyway, you
Wait.
whoa! Somebody just called 3D glasses a dork. Hey Ryan, what's up?
I think if you're on this show right now, you're a dork.
You're pretty much gone dorkified. But anyway, this is our first broadcast in 3D, so there may be some technical issues if there's, like quality. I'm working on it and all that. So just give us time, deal with us. Anyway, so. What's new?
We have a 3D camera. That's new.
We do have a 3D camera.
That's great. That's about it.
That's it. Okay, show over. Thanks. No, but I posted a new trailer to the movie Kick-Ass. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That movie, the trailers from it, every time I see it, I'm going to take my 3D glasses. Oh, no. I know. I'm not hardcore. Every time I see a trailer from that movie, I'm just like totally. Josh is on the show. I'm totally. I'm psyched about seeing it, and I hate Nicolas Cage.
I think Nicolas Cage is really
Totally gonna become like a Nicolas Cage fanboy.
I think
I know.
He's definitely going to redeem himself with that one.
You're gonna email me the script, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's the script, kick ass."
I did send you the script. That's later in the show. That's later.
Oh, wait a minute! I forgot. We can actually talk about Avatar now because I've actually seen it.
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I thought
Back to Kick-Ass. We'll get to Avatar in a second. But
shitty sidekicks.
I know. Yeah, but
that whole clip you sent me of him shooting his daughter, that is
awesome.
So hilarious.
That's what got me hooked on that movie. It's from that trailer. I just want to see it.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage needed to do something because the last couple movies I saw him in were terrible. I think I saw he's done all those crazy adventure movies, the
National Treasure,
which are entertaining.
Yeah,
but
I mean they're amusing.
They're they're nothing special. But I saw him in that movie Knowing, which made my worst movies of the year list last year. It was
But yeah.
Like they find a or they open this time capsule that was buried. And
that actually looked good.
It looked good, but once you get to the end of the movie, you're like, wah, wah, wah. I mean, it was bad.
But I definitely want to see Kick-Ass. The new trailer's just almost as good as him shooting his daughter.
When does it come out?
In March.
You want to go see Nicolas Cage's son's band is what you want.
I have tickets right here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't.
This song is called
So, but you saw Avatar last weekend on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to go Saturday to talk about it on the show last Saturday, and I couldn't because tickets were sold out, and I was really pissed off about it. There's a cold one in the freezer if you want one.
Oh, that's alright.
So we went the following day, and it was sold out again. But I had bought my tickets the day before, so
Then
Yeah.
you laughed at everyone.
It's like,
You're like foolish.
so
My Avatar tickets. Woo, wait, in
You
3D.
saved them. We're gonna have JC sign up.
Yeah, he called me. He called me today, and he told me to tell you to fuck off.
Yeah. He's got a little bracelet, WW.
James Cameron,
do.
No.
He'd make a shitload of money off of this.
James Cameron loves you. Go to James Cameron. No, that I mean, I didn't see it in the real IMAX. I saw it at the fake IMAX, but it was still good. Really good.
Was it 3D in that one, or is it okay? Well, that's cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, if you saw it in 2D, you would be kicked out like Miley so fast. Like last time.
I was worried because like I have to wear 3D glasses over my real glasses because
Yeah.
I can't see if
Yeah,
I
me
can't.
too.
And
It's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
when I got there, they gave me these big IMAX ones that actually like fully engulfed
Really?
my glasses.
I always get the
so,
small ones.
Yeah.
Can you ask for them? Is it like a special?
Well, they had a rack there with like 3 or 4 different kinds, and I was like, well, I guess I need to find out which kind I'll fit over my glasses. And he just handed me the biggest, bulkiest pair. I guess he was like, look at this nerd, got 4 eyes. He's gonna need to,
Right.
he's gonna need the big ones. So, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised that actually it was comfortable.
I'm hoping in the future you can get prescription 3D glasses. So it would be like if it gets really popular, you can just go.
Where did
to,
you go? Did you go to Lynn Haven?
Lynn
How much
Haven,
was it?
We went to before 12, and it was $9.
That's not bad.
So we try to go to the matinees because movies are just too damn expensive.
Yep.
What's really pissing me off too is AMC is starting this whole thing like no outside food or drinks allowed.
Oh, they always do that.
They've always had it, but they're like really trying to enforce it now
Oh, that's
because they say
Why
that
do you come in carrying a drink or?
well, no. I mean, just
You gotta
like,
put it in
like,
your
like
wife's
we'll have
purse.
we'll have a bag of these or something. My wife will have them in her purse or something. But it's just, no. The reason I'm just so upset about it is because AMC says that they're losing money
Yeah, I'm sure.
by people bringing in outside food
Oh,
and
give
drink.
me a fucking
Well,
break.
that is the biggest crock of
You
shit
still
I've
see
ever heard in
tons
my
of
life.
people getting stuff.
I mean,
and there's always you always sit behind that asshole that put like a mountain of jalapenos
Yeah.
on their shitty nachos.
dude, I can taste
Yeah.
your nachos
Yeah,
back
yeah.
here.
And ketchup.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this just smells foul. Wait,
Every
I
color
put a
of the
little
rainbow.
relish on the side. It's just like this vinegar assault of shitty smell.
It's bad. But it's like, I mean, even I hate how expensive stuff is at the movies, and I still I have to go buy a soda. I can't
Yeah.
I can't go to a movie and not have a soda.
We always buy a drink.
Yeah. But it's crazy because you get the medium, and it's like 3 times the size of your bladder. And it,
Yeah,
You know. It,
and they're like, oh, you get a refill on a large. It's only 50 cents more.
yeah, it's like you can't.
Yeah, if my bladder was 4 times bigger, who goes back for a refill on a large drink?
I have.
A freak.
Yeah.
You freak.
The
nerd.
only time I actually finished an entire large drink at the theater, excuse me, I went to go relieve myself like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and I mean, you know, those things are giant, so I'm like really having to go, and I run into the men's room. And I run into the nearest stall, and normally I'm a quiet peer. You know, what do? You just yeah. But that's what I did. That's what I did. Like arm up on the thing, and I was like, "Oh Jesus!" And I heard there was a father there that had brought his little kid in, like his daughter, because she was too young to go into that. And I'm like, "Oh, maybe I should tone it down." But it felt so good, so I'm like, "Fuck!" And Then I hear that they've stopped, and I talking, and I get out of the stall, and I realize there's only stalls in there, and then I look, and there's a mother in the corner, cowered with her daughter. And I was just, Oh shit!
He went
Jackass.
to the ladies'
Yeah, I totally got it. They're in the corner hiding. I was like, "Fuck, man."
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, I was like, "Sorry."
He comes back in and he's like, "Oh my god, I laughed so hard."
Yeah, jackass.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, there's sometimes when you really gotta go, and it's like it almost feels like it's
Yeah.
draining from your head.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, there's just some good ones. What's everybody talking about in the chat room, man?
Setting up an interview for the show.
Uh-oh.
But yeah.
We
So
saw Trick or Treat.
you saw it finally? What did you think of
I
it?
thought it
It
was
was
great.
awesome.
I know it's
Awesome.
real.
I
It's
loved
so
it.
good.
I think it's almost perfect.
Yeah.
It really is. It's one of
Yeah.
those classics that should be played every
It
Halloween.
was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it's my new
We'll
Halloween
probably
favorite.
purchase it.
I bought it and hadn't before I'd even seen it. I bought it. I was
Really?
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Just the trailer looked so good to me. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I hadn't seen
I'm
the
buying this
trailer.
because I was really pissed off that they didn't release it in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was something else. Something else.
Speaking of trailers, there's a new movie that Josh has at the house now.
I think it was an independent film that was released last year, maybe, but I don't think it came out on DVD till this year. But it looks pretty freaking creepy.
What is it?
It's called Home Movie, and it's just judging from the trailer. I have it at home. I haven't watched it yet. I was gonna watch it today and just didn't have time. But it's judging from the trailer, it's these two kids that just take like a video camera and make their own little home movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the catch this is the catchphrase for the movie: "We dare you to watch the whole video." All right, I gotta see it. You know, it's one of those kind of things. So
It's probably
And
really
here's the-
boring.
Oh wait,
the trailer is really kind of creepy.
we're gonna call. I was gonna-
Uh-oh.
So you must always
Me too.
eat Lay's potato chips. You're like, no one can eat just one. I defy you.
wait.
Defy you.
Whoa, we're getting
Oh, we got
echoes. Hold on.
You gotta turn down whoever's on the phone.
Hold on for a second. Let me get these settings good. I wasn't ready for that.
Did we have an interview scheduled tonight, or just
We do now. We got one set up. He was in the chat room.
Who is it?
Mr. James Lawler, is that the right? Mr. James Lawler? Oh, crap. Let me get rid of this echo. All right, let's try that. Test.
Hey,
Good. We're good to go now. How are you doing?
good. How's it going?
Good. Good. Thanks for calling. So you have something premiering in New York on Wednesday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, short movie, sort of a teaser for a feature-length film that I've been working on for a while, and it's a 3D movie called Archangel. We shot it back in May on 2 Red cameras using a DS Technic beam splitter rig. And we shot it in Brooklyn.
You said red cameras?
Yep.
Those are phenomenal cameras.
Yeah, it looks great. It's really beautiful. It turned out really well. We're screening it in the Dolby screening room. It's on the Dolby 3D system. It's pretty exciting.
Awesome. What's the website? Do you have one?
Yeah, it's www.archangelthemovie.com.
Archangel the movie?
Yeah.
You have a trailer up?
Yeah, it's up on there. Here it is. I'll send you the link.
All right, cool.
Movie.com. There you go.
I didn't.
Can you kind of set up the premise of the movie for us?
Sure. I mean, basically, it's a little bit. Essentially, what I was trying to do was to film sort of 2 scenes from the longer story. So the full story doesn't really resolve in the 8-minute short. But basically, there's a guy. What you see is a guy who is pretty stressed out and devastated about something. He's covered in blood, and he's at home in front of his computer, and he's looking at this news story about a bunch of people that just got killed. And he looks out the window. There's some police sirens, and he gets this text message.
Hello?
His reason to live is to show up at this address, and so he leaves his apartment. He goes to the address, and there's this woman there who demands to see what he really is, and she attacks him and draws out this sort of other side of this guy in this fight, and and he sort of passes out at the end of it, and she tells him, "Don't sleep for too long. You've been sleeping all your life." And so it's kind of a mysterious sort of action fight sequence that that suggests a longer and more involved story to follow.
So
Yeah, I want to hear the rest of the story
Yeah.
now. I'm hooked.
Well, I'm trying not to say too much about it because it's a script that I'm trying to find financing for, and I'm hoping that the short will help me to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm getting some investor types to come to the screening, and it's open to the public, and we'd love to just get a good, enthusiastic group of people there.
well, tell me, where's it playing?
It's playing at 1350 6th Avenue and 55th Street, which is the Dolby screening room
Okay.
in the city. So
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Well,
I-
it sounds more interesting than Twilight.
yeah, it's pretty. It's a little bit dark. You know, it's sci-fi, futuristic. Tale with a strong romantic kind of underpinning between this guy, this ex Marine, essentially, and this woman who fights in this underground resistance, basically.
Very
and
nice.
it's in 3D. Thank you.
Yes, definitely, it's in 3D.
Jason's like, I'm going to New York.
Yeah, I'll be up there Wednesday.
The road trip.
Yeah, and we have a great this girl Karolina Bebczynska. She's a Polish supermodel, and this is her first movie she's in.
Very nice.
She's really fantastic. And the guy Adam Driver is he just got a film with Robert De Niro, actually. So this is his first short film out of Juilliard acting school. He's really been taking off since then.
Very nice.
So it's a pretty cool little movie. And
So why 3D?
well, I was really curious about it, and there seemed to be the kind of swell of interest back in the spring of and previous prior to that as well. But I sort of became aware of it back in the spring of last year, and I was just thinking of it being an interesting challenge, and and interesting to see what could be done from a artistic standpoint in terms of how to frame the shots and how to just how to capture action in 3D. So I was just really curious about it, and I didn't first plan to make it in 3D, but as I started to do research about it, and it became clear that it actually was would probably be feasible, and so we just decided to do it. And we got 2 Red cameras at a really great rate, it was there was a whole lot to learn, which was fascinating,
Yeah.
both in the production process and also in the post process. So it's taken us since May to put this thing together. So it's been a lot of work.
So have you always used the red cameras for your work, or
Nope.
did you just pick it just for the 3D, or why did you pick the red cameras?
Well, I'd seen another short film that a friend of mine made on the red, and I thought it looked so fantastic. And it was also like the red camera. What I noticed in this short was that there was always a really great separation between the foreground and background elements, because it sort of has a shallow, naturally kind of shallow depth of field to it. At least that was my perception on first seeing footage from the camera. And so in terms of separating foreground from background, which is so important when you're figuring out shots in 3D, I thought, well, maybe that would be a good form, a good camera to use. So and I heard a lot of great stuff about it too, and it so happened that we had 2 that were available at a pretty reasonable price point. So.
Yeah. Just the clarity of the films that I've seen shot on red are just amazing. But I've never seen a 3D film on those rigs, so I'm really excited about seeing this one.
Yeah, it's I don't know of any others that that do it. I mean, I think actually that's not true. My Bloody Valentine, they used a red.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they did. I talked to the DP of My Bloody Valentine before I shot this, and they used 2 reds, and for some of it, not for all of the film, but they did use it for some.
I did not know that.
We tried to be. My Bloody Valentine's pretty. The 3D in that's pretty intense. So for a lot of that, like the interoculars seem to be pretty wide.
Yeah.
But for ours, we really tried to, like, I'm a much bigger fan of, like, the understated 3D, just because you notice it less, and it's less of a strain in general.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Avatar and Coraline especially, they were really pretty restrained with it, and I thought that it worked quite well. And Avatar's obviously just, pretty mind-blowing with,
That movie sucked.
There's such control in Avatar, in terms of separating all the elements.
Yeah.
Because every shot's like a composite of 100 other different shots.
Don't get me wrong, I love the gimmicky, pokey in the eye stuff.
Uh-huh.
But, that's what's going to save 3D in the market, is where it sucks you into the environment.
Right.
Like they did with Avatar and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what that's what me and my wife really dug about Avatar. Like, whenever she left the theater, she was like, I felt like I was in the jungle with them. Like, so I really liked that they didn't go for all the gag 3D stuff. Like, it was like just the whole world you were in.
Yeah.
Right.
So were you a 3D fan before doing this film, or just you just wanted to, you saw that it was a challenge, and that, of course, the benefits of 3D in a film?
Yeah, it was more that. I wasn't really because most of the 3D movies that I'd seen, like I went, Disneyland or wherever, where they had the anaglyph, like Michael Jackson,
Captain EO.
Yeah, right. that was the seminal 3D experience. But I guess, yeah. Mostly it just seemed like a really great challenge, and something that could be it could be just really cool in the context of this kind of moody story, where you really wanted to draw people into the atmosphere as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then, it was a challenge. So
very nice.
Why not?
So you're premiering Wednesday in New York City.
Yeah.
At the Dolby Theater. At what time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And all that information's on your website, archangelthemovie.com.
Yep.
Well, tell people who are not into 3D why they should see this movie. The storyline sounds great, but what is going to get people in there?
Well, I think aside from Avatar, people really aren't used to seeing a live action film, in 3D, and people haven't really explored the benefits in terms of atmosphere and in terms of storytelling that 3D can deliver. And there are very specific things that you can do in 3D that you can't do in with just a normal 2D film. Like, you can accentuate, like there's drama in every movement, in a well-crafted 3D scene, and in the post-production process, you're there, like every scene in the film, or every shot in our 3D film was animated, like inside itself, basically, because you have the left channel and the right channel, and you have to describe the zero plane, what the audience is going to perceive as being on the screen, by the way that you overlap the left channel and the right channel. But if there's action, if there's movement, any kind of movement in a shot, which it's a movie, so obviously there would be, that point is constantly changing. So you're animating the two channels over each other. So there's kind of an artistry to how you anticipate where the audience is going to be looking, and where you kind of push them to look. So there's this whole other level of telling your story to the audience that filmmakers really haven't had to think about or do before.
Yeah.
And I think, like in our movie, we really tried to exercise that those additional degrees of freedom in a way that would make the story just a more intense kind of involving experience. So I think that's a long-winded
Yeah.
answer, but yeah.
No, I mean that's what we were talking about last week on the show. We were talking about Avatar and how 3D movies really need experienced directors or people who are going to take the time to sit there and actually think more of the film past the script, past the action, but look more into the like you were saying, the artistic side, so you can fill in those gaps and make the movie the 3D flow the way it should be, so it feels like you're in the environment.
That was one thing I thought was kind of cheese about My Bloody Valentine. Is, I mean, it was a horror cheese movie anyway, but it was almost like, how many times can I throw this pickaxe at you in the movie?
But that's what made it good. I mean, even with Final Destination, the gimmick and that took. I thought it was very well crafted because the kills is what gets people back into the movie for Final Destination.
Yeah.
Just the creative and the fact that they took that extra time to make each kill that gimmick part of the film.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought that was done really well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like in Bloody Valentine, it's pretty, hits you over the head with like the blunt, 3D effect. But you can use it. You can use it to like much subtler, benefits, as well. So that I think that's kind of what our movie tries to do.
Very nice.
So
So it's the short. You're trying to get a buyer so you can do a full feature.
Yep.
Where else are you going to be showing it? You just have lined up in New York?
Yeah, right now, it's just gonna be in New York, but I'd love it to play elsewhere. I have a DCP created that's compliant. I guess it's DCI compliant, so it could play on any 3D system.
Okay.
So I'd love it to kind of get out there.
Well, definitely get in contact with me after the show. And
Was it Jason?
yeah.
Okay.
And then kind of keep me in the loop, and I'll keep my ear out and see what we can do on this end of stuff.
Cool.
Cause I'm sure.
Well, I hope you get somebody to buy it because I want to know what the rest of the story is now.
Good.
I haven't even seen anything about it. I don't know.
It was nice. It was like story time. It was like when my teacher read the Boxcar Children to us. I said, what?
Well, I love those kind of movies that just kind of start real bluntly, like, oh, this dude woke up, he's got blood all over him. What happened? I love those kind of stories and how they unfold and stuff. So
It's good. So for the listeners, the website is archangelthemovie.com. And if you're in the NYC area, definitely check out the website and go to see this movie. And if you're a buyer, not that you listen to our show, but go
what are
go
you
check
talking
out
about? You said James Cameron would be listening this week.
Awesome. So you have any other projects you're working on, or this is just taking your life now?
I have two other
Totally
movies
not
I
what I
produced,
thought.
which are 2D. One's coming out in the spring called Lovely Still, Martin Landau and Ellen Burstyn. And then another one's called Don't Let Me Drown. It was at Sundance this past year, and has been doing pretty well on the festival circuit since then. And we're trying to get that distributed in the coming year as well. And I have a documentary coming out on May 7th called The Lottery, which is about the New York public school system and the charter school movement. So there are a bunch of different things that are kind of juggling around, but this is the only 3D movie.
That sounds great. I guess it's. Do you have anything?
No, I'm really interested in seeing it now. So.
We'll definitely check out the trailer. Throw it up on here.
Great. I
Cool.
can send you a the actual file if you want that.
Oh, that would be great.
Well, thank you.
This
All right,
is
thanks, Scott.
James Lawler, archangelthemovie.com. Go check it out.
Thanks.
Thanks. Have a good night.
All right, man. Bye.
That's pretty awesome. I definitely want to
We
see it.
just get interviews all over the place now.
It's
don't we?
3D, dog.
3D. Oh yeah, James Cameron might call us now since we're in 3D.
You
No.
know he's probably a fan
What's
of
this?
the site.
This was a wedding gift.
Is it like for fertility?
No,
or-
it is not. It's a mace, and they use it in meetings to adjourn and stuff. And this is a lock.
Because I'm just saying, if you guys can't see this here, it looks really phallic.
No.
Yeah, it does. Look at that. Look at that. That's like a total, yeah, work with the bottom kind of thing. I'm just saying. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You
what you're
reminded me of
talking
that kid in that video just then.
about. What
Why'd you
video?
jam the remote up your
Oh,
The kid who freaks out because his mom canceled his Modern Warfare account. Have you seen that video?
No.
Oh my god,
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
But I got your unicorn video you sent me. Playing a unicorn. That
The
was
Gable.
evil.
You said that wasn't evil?
No, that was just like 3 unicorn dudes
Hanging out and
eating marshmallows and
No, what was it?
ambrosia.
What the hell are y'all talking about?
We were talking.
Are you talking about Charlie the Unicorn?
No. This started because when I got the Stylophone beatbox that we've yet to talk about, but we will later. I picked it up from the post office on my lunch break, which took my entire lunch break, and I got in, and there were a couple coworkers, and I was like, "Look, it just came," and they gave me this. I don't fucking care. Leave me alone, you asshole. Look, and so I emailed him, and I was like, "Well, who can hate on a Stylophone beatbox? How is this? What the fuck is wrong with the world?" And he said, he said, "That's a great quote. I'll just Paul Casper. What the fuck is wrong with the world?" Not that I'm by far the first person to say it, but so then he asked me if the world was fucked up because of our toys, or because we buy all these cheap toys and 3D cameras because the world's fucked up. And I told him that it had to be the other one, because a Stylophone beatbox couldn't make the world fucked up. It could do nothing but good. It's like a unicorn. Even in the hands of evil, it could still only do good. And then he said, "Watch this." And he sent me a video to Unicorn Planet, thinking that is evil. But it's not evil. It's just 3 dude unicorns that were wished into existence, hanging out on a planet.
Okay,
Ain't
so
nothing wrong there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Saving their pink waterfall.
Yeah.
I guess since we are, I have to get this on so I can do this. We're talking about your beatbox.
This thing is so cheesy.
Paul, okay, last week, if you tuned in, you know that we talked about Brett Domino's Stylophone and beatbox machine. Well, Paul bought them and brought them to the show to show off. So I'm going to do the Vanna White while he tells his story about... That's Paul's toy. Alright, that's not working out the way. This is the
sounds like the Lawrence Welk show.
Yeah, this is the Stylophone. This is what he got.
Wow, that's so 3D looking.
Oh, it's so 3D. And that's all you do. But you make
3 different sounds.
3 different sounds?
Yeah,
for
you've
3
got.
different...
What do we got here? We've got
okay.
the bass. Then we've got the organ. And then you can put in the vibrato. And then we've got the high register that Jan's not very fond of.
It's very loud.
Yes! Hey, I really had it today. It's as close as I can come to Phantasm. And yeah, so that's the.
I'm totally buying these things.
Okay, so that was a really good review Paul just gave him.
Yeah.
But this is just the Stylophone.
then-
We haven't even gotten to the beatbox yet.
This is the beatbox.
Woo! There you go. I'll just hold it here then.
What are you doing?
Wait, no, we got frozen.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
That's what I'm saying.
the power.
Oh
of...
wait, we're back. So, are we? Yeah. This is the Stylophone beatbox that he was talking about. Just the same one that we saw, but it's not turned on. So there it is. There it is.
There you go. Go ahead and turn it on. Here you go.
So anyway, what you do is
It's like 8-bit craft work. It's so good.
so anyway. Apparently, we're gonna listen to that all night.
Yeah. You got a little loop function here. Then you can switch over. Oh, this is so geeky.
Especially with the beat.
It's all on. Alright, key of C.
Yes, it's an impromptu jam. Please kill me.
I know, I'm sitting there. I love the look on Jan's face because she's just like, I
Wow.
can't believe
She's
I'm
like, this
sitting
is
here.
in my home.
Yes.
It's totally
I'm
shorty
so
now.
lucky.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, malfunction.
Uh-oh.
What do you expect for $15?
Oh, come on.
She just got happy.
I know she did.
Anyway, so yeah, he got those toys.
They come from Hong Kong.
Oh, wait, no more. We gotta move on with the
I
show.
don't think that's a problem. I think this thing is...
That thing just died.
But is that the one that has the cheapo dying batteries, or is it that?
No,
one?
that one does. Oh, that's saddening.
Dead.
You better call Stylophone.
Uh-oh, the show just got sad.
You want to
Very
hear the most
sad.
annoying sound in the world?
Give me that. Hey, look, you
Paul just really got bummed out.
Paul's bummed out.
Man.
So while Paul's bummed out, I'm going to show you this trailer we were talking about earlier.
For home movie?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, for a home movie.
What?
If I can get it to work. Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
We got it going?
We got it going.
No, we don't.
No? What's up with the trailer?
You just need to calm the fuck down.
Okay.
It's dead. Nothing.
I thought that was his
What the
thing.
hell?
But anyway, we're getting some freeze action going on. So, anyway, that was the Stylophone.
Okay, well, the
and
review for the Stylophone just went way down.
This
Yeah.
Stylophone beatbox just died.
They just died, so...
With about 10 minutes of playtime on it.
That's why the guys at your work was like,
Well, maybe
What?
you gotta plug it in. Maybe it's the battery suck.
There's no plug on this.
No, they're not.
Not for $25.
Yeah, that sucks. But anyway, here's the trailer that we were talking about earlier. Home movie. Maybe it'll pop up.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Is it working?
and we get a flashback of Jan at home going, watch this.
Yeah.
I think you might have too much going on in order to see the trailer, dude. Because it's not playing so well.
No, it's not working very well. I don't know what's going on. So. But anyway, we'll take that off there. We'll try it again because I'm getting malfunctions. We'll deal with it later. So
Anyway, it looks like a really creepy movie.
yeah, it looks really good. Check it out. It's actually on the video section of zombiepopcorn.com. Just check it out. So that was Paul's new toy.
The keyword was.
Thinking of things getting destroyed and broken, did you hear that Bill Paxton has pitched the idea to do the sequel to Twister in 3D?
I don't care.
Paul's pissed.
Man, this sucks.
This came from Hong Kong.
I had to
I know.
wait. I had to go pick it up at the post office and sign for it. I was all
Yeah.
fucking excited. The box. that the bag came and it was held with string and had all the stamps had Chinese
What kind of
characters
batteries
on
did it take?
AAA.
Triple?
Or did double A. I'll have to see if I can get the head jack to work, and then I'll just run it out.
What is this on the
That's
back
for
of it?
tuning it.
Oh, really?
If it's out of tune, you can change it.
Let's just put these away. Put them
Put them out of the way, don't.
We watched something kind of funny earlier before we came over here.
What's that?
It was actually on MTV of all channels. Their True Life series.
I think
And
my
it was-
wife was watching
It was
that.
called Fanboy.
I'm
Yeah.
a fan.
My
Oh
wife was
yeah, from
watching
Star
that.
Wars, or just the
Well,
fan?
Just everything.
Yeah.
Just everything. One person was
A horror movie junkie.
he was on horror movies.
Why isn't he on this show?
We should get him.
We
I don't
should.
know. He was kind of
Shh, he's going to be on the show.
he was kind of
He was a virgin.
He was
no, he did have a girlfriend. But he was really into horror movies, had tons of posters and all kinds of stuff, and he wanted to make horror movies. So him and his brother were playing around with like video and making.
He
homemade
made this one
horror
where he goes
movies.
to take a piss and his cock turns out to be Freddy's head. He had a little puppet and it was
And
squirting
then blood was squirting everywhere.
What?
It wasn't bad, yeah.
It was
We'll
a
get him on the
It
show.
wasn't bad.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that we were about to come over here
Yeah.
and see this
Yeah.
show where this guy's really into horror movies.
Well, actually, when I was saying
That's
goodbye
fine.
to my wife, she was watching it, and I saw the kid. He had long hair,
Yeah.
and he had all these horror movie posters up in his room. I was like, "What the hell is this you're watching here?" She's like, "That's True Life. I don't know what they are, what
Yeah.
they're talking about this week."
And one girl was really into World of Warcraft, and
In
somebody else.
the chat room, they said that they watched that. When they said the Freddy thing was kind of funny.
It was. I mean, it was bad, but it was really funny.
It was funny.
I was impressed. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is... I'd watch it. It was like when we watched...
Private Eyes. Why they?
Yeah,
take
no, Private Eyes is a fucking classic. You can't...
What's
Tim
it?
Conway is a genius.
Yes.
Speaking of that, Blazing Saddles came on today.
Did it really?
So, yeah, Jen was like, change it.
I've never seen Blazing Saddles.
You're lying, aren't you?
No, I'm
Oh
not.
my god. 3D Movie Man, did you hear that? Remember what happened last week?
I've never seen Private Eyes either.
Well, Private Eyes is one thing.
It's pretty small, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Woogalar scene, it's beautiful.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Man, I lost track of everything.
You were talking about-
Never
I don't
seen
know.
Blazing-
I had this great gift of being able to stop a room and then just go, "Huh?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
You dumbass!"
We did get kicked out last week.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm back.
I don't know. I guess we'll pick a new song.
Okay. They're remaking the 18.
They've remade the 18.
Yeah, and the
Really?
trailer, he watched it. I haven't watched it. I don't care enough to see it.
Nah, I never watched it
Yeah.
as a kid.
So that's
My
not
cousin was into it.
But Bill Paxton really did pitch the idea to do a
Redo.
sequel to
I mean,
Twister in 3D.
It's cool. It's
Well, I
just
think
all
Twister.
arcade.
I mean, that's all that movie was anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that would.
Do you know
that would be fun
what
as a
Helen
3D
Hunt's
movie?
forehead would look like in 3D? That would be
Amazing.
terrifying.
Very large.
That would just be like, ah.
It'd be like watching a movie screen on a movie screen.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But Clash of the Titans is not going to be in 3D. There was rumors
No.
that they were going to do it in 3D, but I found a quote from the director today, I think. He said that they're not going to do it, but they might possibly can do it as a re-release in 3D. He said the reason that he can't do it is they just don't have the time
Just because he's not James
to do it.
Cameron.
They're
Right.
on, and well, the
A budget and a
the-
schedule.
yeah, and he said, because Sam Worthington from Avatar is actually the main character in, and he said that.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought when we saw.
Wow, you got really excited.
I thought he was a good actor.
Yeah.
No.
I thought he was a good actor.
When we saw the trailer,
Yeah.
I thought it kind of looked like
Yeah.
him, but I was like, I can't really tell.
He said that while he was Sam Worthington. I'm just gonna let that one go.
So not saying.
Yeah. The 3D finger is back. But anyway, he said that while when Sam was on the set, the James Cameron kept calling Sam on the set, and they kept both pressuring him to do it in 3D. But they don't have. He said it would be fantastic.
Come on, man.
But,
I'm doing it. Why aren't you doing it?
pretty much. But he just doesn't have the time for the release
Yeah.
date. He's been set and
Yeah.
everything. So but that would still be pretty good.
Yeah.
He's not ruling it out, which I think is cool. So, yeah, it would definitely have to be converted. Is what 3D Movie Man in the chat room says. That it would. Yeah.
I just remembered why.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're talking about that kid's movie.
Yeah, we can go back to that kid's movie now. So
I was just saying. Yeah, it was all right. You know. No. But I was gonna say it was like when we watched Plan 9 from Outer Space done with puppets.
Oh yeah.
It's like on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah.
Well, the Plan 9 actually was pretty good, but
The puppets were good too.
yeah.
The thing
I've
we
never
watched
seen
before
Plan 9
9
Outer
was
Space.
awful.
What's that? You said it's awful.
No, the thing we watched before Plan 9, that stupid documentary. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
The Nightmares in Red. No, I'm just kidding.
Not that one.
I wanted to shoot
That was
myself.
classic.
Yeah, it was bad.
The music in Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, we're not talking about that.
But speaking of movies, you saw House of the Devil, right?
I sure did.
You can now order it through Amazon and through other sites. Where when you buy it, they send you a VHS tape of it.
What is
Really?
You can buy the.
So you can get
the
80s style
You
and
can
80s style.
yes, you can
It's
get.
House of the Devil.
It's a new movie that's done in the style of an old '80s movie, and it looks to the T like it was shot back then, filmed.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
It has to be
Acting,
new, or
everything.
he wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, true. Josh wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't
What a
new.
dick.
And what's the point of them shooting it to look like it's from the 80s?
Just to have
Just
that
because
feel.
the 80s horror movies were the best in my opinion. I mean, the ones nowadays
You
can't
seen
even
it?
come close. Yes, I've seen the 80s movie.
But yeah, but you get the DVD as well. with
Really?
it, but
That's cool.
You get the promo VHS, which I think is a great
Yeah,
great
that's
thing for
cool.
that movie. It
That's
totally
cool.
fits. But I love the T-shirt. I would get it, but it's white, and I don't like white
Yeah.
shirts. But it looks like.
Great if you got it on Betacam.
Oh, yeah. But the T-shirt's pretty awesome because this is the House of the Devil, but it looks like it was blood. It was like it was carved into your skin, and the blood was seeping through the shirt.
Mhm.
It looks really good.
Hey, is your heat on?
Huh? Oh no, it's not. Do you want some heat?
Um,
Are you cold?
Yes.
It's like
Excuse
28
me.
outside.
80s is now retro. Yes, you're old. We're all old.
Yeah, it's way retro.
That's fine.
I love the 80s.
I talked to this younger girl at work, and she'll
Whoa.
say things like, "Well," and
Your
she'll
wife
think,
is
"I know, dude, shit, back me up."
Sorry, you mean young man?
Yeah. And she'll say things like, "Yeah, I had to keep it all retro at school. My sister, we watch old school cartoons," and I'm thinking like Steamboat Willie and shit, you know.
You're
And I
not
said,
that
"Well,
old.
what did you watch?" And she said, "The Tick." I was like,
Oh, that hurts.
yeah. I was like, "Fuck, man."
That's retro?
Yeah.
God, I am old.
We had to
That's-
keep
that's
it
like
retro.
to people
We
now. The
watched the
Tick.
Tick.
I
Oh my
kept
God.
it old school. I watched Tick and Freakazoid, and you know, it's just like wow.
You like-
Ren and Stimpy.
I was old when kids were
Samurai
watching.
Jack. Yeah.
I know. Ouch, for sure. Oh.
Mm. That's sad.
Dude,
Well, if the 80s are your classic decade, which I mean they are for a lot of people for horror movies.
I mean, I'm-
What's your
Y'all keep this one going.
like favorite 80s movie then of the
like specific genre or just
horror?
horror? I don't. Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of all the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. I don't know if there's anything. Well, I really liked because when I was younger, I saw a lot of the old B horror movies.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this on the show before, how we found this person throwing out all these movies that were just dubbed,
Oh,
like
wow.
from they'd been copied or they were taped off cable or whatever.
Right.
But they were all bad B horror movies, and there's like really obscure ones. Like I always talk about Slumber Party Massacre Part 2. And,
Uh-huh.
there's this one called The Initiation, and just I really like old bad horror movies. The reason I like them so much is because they're so bad.
Yeah. Have you seen Redneck Zombies?
No, but it's on Netflix, and every time I go by it, I'm like, I need to watch that.
I love bad horror movies. My brother-in-law bought that for me. Probably when we first started dating, like 13 years ago. It is fucking awful. I never made it
It is
through.
horrible.
She made me take it out. It is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen.
What is this?
Redneck Zombies.
What?
Yeah. That movie is fucking awful.
It
Yeah.
is.
Have you
I
seen?
actually no, I have. I have something on it, go.
Well, I mean, Netflix has a bunch of really bad zombie flicks
Yeah,
and stuff on there.
check it out.
Yeah,
You think
like,
you can
but they
handle
also because they have the thing like if you have a PS3, you can watch it directly on the PS3 instead of getting the mail, and like they have all the old Toxic Avengers and stuff on it.
Right.
And but Redneck Zombies is on there. Have you seen American Zombie? It's newer, I think.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've seen it.
We need more 3D gimmicks. Otherwise, people aren't going to
I know we need stuff dangling from the walls and stuff. Come on, you gotta join in on the 3D now
No one
too.
can really see anything.
Don't poo-poo the camera.
Well, not like details of like no makeup or anything like that.
But no,
That's not very nice.
that's why I get so bummed out when I hear that they're remaking the Karate Kid. It's like trying to.
Well, The Karate Kid was a movie that had a guy named Ralph Macchio in it.
So they remade it.
Wow,
so-
that went over really
Yeah.
quick.
She just gets up and leaves.
She's like,
She's like, fuck
This is where I exit.
yeah, can't believe I'm married. You're stupid.
I know. But anyway.
But like there was talks about them remaking the Goonies, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
why?
Yeah.
Was there?
And
It's
yeah,
just- it's a catch cow.
and it really it really kind of weirds me out when I talk to people that are like, I'm talking about the Goonies, and they're like, I haven't seen the Goonies. Like you guys are with me with Frankenstein and shit. I'm like, you haven't seen the Goonies? One of the greatest kids movies
He
ever.
just compared Frankenstein to the Goonies.
I know.
You're just gonna let
What's
that
wrong
go.
with the Goonies? The Goonies is a good movie.
Let me take, but my, I didn't watch the Goonies until
Baby
later on
Ruth.
in life because I went to see it as a kid. I went with a friend and his mom.
The sloth scared you?
No, in the beginning when the penis breaks off of the statue and the kid goes, "That's my favorite part." She's like, "Come on, we are going."
Your mom
We
took
are
you
go-"
out?
Not my mom, his mom. And so we left and we saw the movie.
That's
Daryl,
cool. Yeah, thank you.
Which is about like the android boy that no one ever saw, Daryl.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. It was about a boy who escapes. He's like this robot and knows what other machines do. It's all right, but it's not the Goonies. You know?
Yeah.
So everyone always saw the Goonies, and I had never seen it. And then it wasn't until like a few years ago. God damn it! I deserve to see the Goonies for once.
I love the Goonies.
It's
man.
awesome.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
But shit, I was thinking of something I can't remember now. I'll bring it up in the middle of a conversation.
So, moving on to conversations, I know 3D Movie Man in the chat room knows about this and is probably happy about this. But Sony, 3 days ago, Sony announced that their first 3D Blu-ray release will be Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And it's supposed to coincide with them rolling out all their 3D electronics and hardware. And
Didn't that already get released though? Are they going to re-release it?
This was worldwide on Blu-ray on 3D.
So the one that just came out, or they're
Yeah.
doing another release?
No, that's it. The 3D release.
Hmm.
Okay, that story died.
So was had it only been released in 2D, is what you're saying, and now they're
As far as I understand,
putting
yeah.
it out on Blu-ray
Yeah.
in 3D.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I know it came out last Tuesday on whatever format, but it didn't say anything about it being in 3D, and that's why.
Yeah, because Sony. This is the first 3D Blu-ray that Sony's released. Is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Because I know Final Destination
Yeah.
came out Tuesday.
2D was released. Yeah,
Yeah.
3D Movie Man confirmed that 2D was released.
Because Final Destination Part 4 or whatever it was, that was in 3D, came out Tuesday, and it was in 3D.
Yeah.
I guess that's not
I think
Sony.
it's not Sony.
I think it's awesome that everything 3D has to come from you, be confirmed by you or 3D Movie Man for it to be official. Like we don't know it's
What?
official. No, I'm not being mean. I'm saying it's really cool.
I'm not being mean, but you guys are a bunch of nerds.
No, I think it's cool because I don't hear the 3D things until he tells me, and
You sent me the links. So.
and then I'm like, oh, is that true? And 3D Movie Man confirmed it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
What? Yeah,
That's
Monster
awesome.
vs. Alien in 3D has also been
I want to see that.
announced. Yeah.
I think it's- yeah.
Yeah, we're tech nerds. You just called it.
So no, I'm just saying if someone asks me like a 3D question, I'm gonna have to be like,
Let me
I've got two guys. I need a confirmation.
Call us up.
You're gonna have to. Wait,
I got him on speed dial. Hold
yeah,
on.
you got to put him on Skype, man. You got to patch me through.
It's kinda
3D
like
movie,
the-
man.
kinda like
I
the
don't
joke-
know what the hell's going on.
It's kind of like the joke I heard when I first moved here. It's like when they were talking about because a lot of the people we know here are vegan. They're like, "Is this food vegan? Is this food vegan?" And if 3 vegans say it's vegan, then it's vegan.
It is true. It is true.
So if something's 3D, if
I need to
Jason
chew.
and 3D Movie Man confirm it, then it's 3D news.
So, we have to balance this
Like a
out
little
because
earpiece.
if,
This has just been confirmed.
This is- but
Checked
we
with
have
our
to have
multiple sources.
we have to have 3D Movie Man in the chat room because it balances out because y'all are not 3D people, and I'll
Not
be here
yet.
all by myself.
Well, why don't you just hire 3D Movie Man?
Hired? Am I paying you?
Yeah.
My contract says 3.5 million.
Shit. I sent you the script to Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you.
Uh-huh.
Fox News.
Yeah, I
Fox
get an
Screen.
email the other day. Goes, here's the script for Avatar, straight from JC.
The other
Anyway.
day, I only got mine this morning.
Yeah, I sent it to y'all. both
I
at the
guess.
same time.
I guess you couldn't carbon copy.
Anyway,
It's like, oh, maybe I should
FoxScreenings.com
send it to Paul 'cause we're gonna have to
released
talk about it, and I
the
don't want to be embarrassed.
the full script of Avatar, so you can read it and see what got cut out of the movie. I don't know why they did it. I think they're trying to battle all the Facebook pages that are going around saying that they stole the movie from Pocahontas. But yeah, he was playing with.
Only a guy would think that.
But yeah, so that's it.
They're gonna all these nerds are gonna get the Avatar script just so they can read the sex scene between the two.
No, that's gonna be on the DVD release.
Yeah, y'all are so excited about cartoon sex.
Crickets. What are you eating cereal for? Every time I come over, y'all want to order Kinswalk, and now you're eating cereal.
We're probably going to order Kinswalk later.
Okay,
After
cool.
the
Oh
show.
yeah, just trying to curb her appetite.
So she
Nursing
doesn't
it.
order the really fatty soy.
Yeah, do it.
What?
So anyway,
Huh?
Curb
you
that.
derail the show every time you come home. You're not allowed to come home.
Get out! I'm kicking you out of your own house.
I just want to get a massage.
Anyway, so
He's
any
never
good 3D
seen Lazy
movies
Savage.
or any movies y'all want to talk about?
If we could just put the camera on her face on that reaction, would
That would be great. Every time I say I haven't seen something, cut the Miley's face.
I'm just like,
Let's just start Okay, we'll have a special segment of the show every week. What has Josh seen and not seen? So just start
should
throwing,
totally make- that's a
throwing
really
random
good-
movies out, and I'll just go yes.
Okay,
no,
you got that chat
yes,
room?
No. And if I should have seen it, I will do my best to try and see it.
we can hand that footage from Harris Teeter.
Wait, I want to go back to because 3D Movie Man's still talking about Avatar.
Okay.
He did bring up a good point because the other night me and Miley were talking. There's so many people mad at Avatar. One, they're saying it's racist. They're saying that
Because they have nothing better to do with
they're
their
saying
lives.
that they're not going to. They're boycotting it because they didn't get a real handicapped person
That's the stupidest thing
To-
I've ever heard.
to
He
play the
damn sure
handicapped.
looked handicapped to me.
It's a fucking movie.
There's so much hatred towards the movie, but also again
Yeah.
because it's moved up to number 2 spot of the
I-
most amount of money made for a film.
I love when people complain about that.
I
Like,
mean, come
they
on.
didn't get a real handicapped person. I
They're
mean, you
not
could have probably
really-
found a good.
Yeah, I
actor
mean
that
it's
could
a it's a
But
valid
he's an
argument.
actor.
Yeah.
His job is to pretend.
Yeah, I mean it's a valid argument. Yeah, sure
No,
there
it's
there are
not.
handicapped
It's
people out there
Really?
that need a job, but I'm sure Sam Worthington auditioned just like everyone
Yeah.
else. I'm not saying that they're not able to go audition. I think
Well, like
Cameron
We
would.
were
if-
watching.
It
go ahead.
wouldn't. First of all, it wouldn't have worked anyway because even though it was all not cartoons, CGI,
CGI, yeah.
they still have to actually run and move in order for them to film it correctly.
Yeah, they did
So
the.
if the person was actually handicapped, they wouldn't have been able to do that, and it would have been less realistic.
No, I mean I totally
So-
agree. I'm just
There you
saying.
go.
I'm just saying that
what's
I don't think Cameron set out of his way to not hire
Of course
a
not.
handicapped person, which they're boycotting the movie because of this.
Yeah. But it seems,
And we're probably going to get boycotted because
Yeah.
the PC
It
terms
seems
are
like cripples. Often.
Oh no, that's wrong.
But there was something like this happened not that long ago. There's a musical about Helen Keller,
Yes.
and
Whoa!
yeah,
Whoa!
Well, people were upset that they didn't really get someone deaf
can see
to
you
sing.
now.
I know.
And
This is Josh, everyone.
yeah, it's not me.
This is Josh.
Yeah,
He's the one making fun of
whole
all.
nother level of asshole there, right there.
You can't do that when I'm
But
Don't talk. No, don't talk about it.
Oh, don't bring. Oh, you just ruined the segment.
One of them
It
just
broke.
stopped.
Thanks.
Oh, like 2 seconds ago. it
I've
stopped.
played with it for 10 minutes. And
Anyway,
But anyway, like,
it can't
was
be
the
fun.
were the gay and lesbian community pissed off because the guy who played Will and Grace wasn't gay? I mean,
he wasn't gay.
no.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
Yeah,
they cast all these people. Like,
always find
are they pissed off
something
because
to
Neil
complain
Patrick
about.
Harris doesn't play a homosexual in that TV show he's on right now? I mean,
3D Movie Man just says it's because
Yeah.
because it made so
Exactly, I
much
mean,
money
He
and
wasn't
3D
really a
directors
teenage
can't
genius.
live up to it.
That's true. They could have found some real teenage genius to play Doogie Howser.
They could.
That could
There's
also
plenty.
act and
They're
Yeah.
smart. They could act.
Yeah.
people just gotta have something to bitch about.
What about Ferris
like
Bueller?
vegans? You guys all have to bitch.
Or Tron. Well, they get somebody to get
That
go
Ray
into.
Charles movie? That was not Ray Charles.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
why
Oh,
didn't they
yeah.
get
What? This is totally just.
Why didn't they
Jamie
get
Foxx should have clawed his eyes out to play that.
That's right. It would have been more realistic.
I love how this just went to. What about this movie? No. What about that movie? Fuck this.
It's a valid argument. I mean,
Not really.
No, it's not. His
It's a movie. So, but I mean,
his job is to pretend, and he pretended.
I think
He
that,
pretended.
I
He
understand-
pretended.
But with the remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the
Which
small
was
person,
terrible.
the
Don't
little people,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
were upset and did call for a boycott because they used CGI instead of actually hiring the Oompa
No,
Loompas.
that guy.
and then people are all pissed off.
that
There was
guy,
one guy, but
yeah,
they-
but he was one person. Why? Because they didn't hire a
They
bunch
didn't
of
hire the
people?
whole bunch of them because it.
Well, then they would have got pissed off because they actually exploited little people. in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, it would have been like,
a lot of
whoa.
people are.
But the
right.
little people wouldn't have been upset.
But I
It would have been.
think that-
It would have been like.
Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
what's going on?
If
What's
we're all
up with
supposed to
little
look
people?
like
that
him,
be-
though, and he had a specific kind of look, like he's. I don't know what nationality that guy is,
The one that played the Oompa Loompa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but there probably aren't that many little people from where he's from. So you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they did it, why
You
they
mean
chose
Loompa
it.
Land?
Yeah,
It's a horrible place.
that's what I mean.
Very much skin in.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nobody. I don't think I heard a boycott for Forrest Gump.
Fuck, I need a
Yeah,
sauce
Lieutenant
there.
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because he wasn't really slow.
Which was some damn good CGI.
I mean,
have to
I'm
say.
sure there possibly was
I wasn't
a boycott for it, but we didn't hear it because Forrest Gump wasn't the level of Avatar.
Right.
I'm sure there's the same people who were boycotting Avatar boycotted Forrest
Why
Gump.
couldn't
and-
you have gotten a mentally disabled person who can't memorize anything?
Who was in
memorize
Vietnam?
things? Yeah, I mean, come
Who was the
on.
ping pong champion?
That's right, damn it.
You could have got a real Vietnam veteran who did get his legs blown off.
You can't fake ping pong championship. It's in the heart. All right. You can have
Yeah,
your
Tommy,
fancy
what about the
Hollywood
pinball wizard?
people.
Oh, Tom.
the Pinball Wizard.
Wow.
So anyway, so yeah.
This conversation could never end.
I think it could.
we could just keep going on.
Next.
Anyway, which started
Why'd
this
they shoot
conversation?
it? Why'd they shoot Avatar in 3D? They could have just did the whole performance right in front of us.
No, I'm boycotting Avatar because people with one eye can't see it.
Well, they can.
I mean, they just won't be in 3D. Anyway,
Yeah, those that's the 2% of the population who's seen it and said it sucked.
again, this is Josh, everyone. His email is josh@zombiepopcorn.com.
Oh, you
His
got your own
address
email?
is-
No.
Well, as soon as you start
Oh,
writing,
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, that's fine. Write a theme song.
you got a page on there.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah,
start.
yeah,
Anyway,
No email.
But
Don't get the script till a couple days later.
whatever. Y'all get the script at the same time.
We had a call.
okay, but you brought this up earlier, and I want to mention this.
Right.
It's making this-
Avatar is now the number 2
Actually
movie,
sounds pretty cool.
Titanic #1.
and Titanic is number 1. James Cameron is making some fucking bank, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got the top
And
2
plus the
movies
toys.
ever.
Plus the
Ever.
toys.
Why can't he be
That's-
my daddy?
That is
Any
ridiculous.
what?
So why can't he be my daddy?
Oh.
And Jenny and I
I
were
thought you said.
Something else.
Sugar Daddy?
The 3D Movie Man says Josh has been listening to Eminem and has decided to be controversial.
Ooh.
I just say what's on my mind, man. Sorry, comedians can do it. Well, I guess the guy from Seinfeld can.
He can't do it. But yeah.
But my wife and I were talking about it, and it's kind of amazing because the top 5 grossing movies ever are Titanic, Avatar, The Dark Knight.
New Moon. No, I'm just kidding.
But there's 2 other ones on there. But and James Cameron has 2 of them.
Yeah.
He's the only person who has 2 of them. What's amazing to me is that as big a franchises like Star Wars and like the Indiana Jones trilogy and like Steven
Lucas.
Spielberg, has all these classic movies that are always going to be classics. None of them are up there. Like,
I mean, they're up there.
but
Not
none of
the
them
top
are the top 5 movies. Like, even with all the products that Star Wars has.
Well, I don't know. I don't have the list of the top 5 grossing movies out, so I don't know what the list is. I just know, since it's been in the press, that Avatar's number 1 and 2 for the time period that it's been out. Avatar's been out for what, 20?
I think that that has
How many days?
It hasn't even been a month.
Yeah,
yet.
it's like 24 days or something.
The 18th will be a month.
That's pretty crazy that
Yeah.
you can get up to number 2 in that short amount of time.
I think it's the only movie that's done that
No, Titanic did it.
in that short of
Yeah.
time.
Because when it first came out, opening weekend of Titanic, people were like, "Oh, this is not going to do very well," and it didn't do
Yeah.
very well. The opening weekend,
Well,
it was after people started talking about it, and the word of mouth, and people going back to see it multiple times,
Yeah.
which
Well,
has happened with Avatar.
If you go back in the archives of Zombie Popcorn Radio, you'll hear my voice saying, "I don't think Avatar is going to be as big as you're thinking it's
and
going
I
to be."
laughed at you.
And then the other day, I'm looking at 1.3 billion dollars. I was like, yeah, there's my foot in my mouth.
That is true. He said it's good because the 3D Movie Man again. Because he said it's an original story that isn't a sequel. It's very rare. But speaking of sequels, he's already talking about doing part 2
Right.
to follow after the rebuilding of everything.
That's cool.
Yeah,
They're going to rebuild a tree. Don't they need to replant it?
No, they're
Society.
But the rumors are it's going. It's,
Asshole.
That was.
Yeah.
I'm even picking on fucking 3D blue people now.
no, but the rumors are they're taking it off the planet. It's going to actually be other.
I did see something in a press release that they were going to talk because Avatar has like 4 moons or
Yeah.
something, or Pandora, whatever
Pandora,
the place is. It has. They're supposed to explore those moons in the next couple of movies or books or whatever.
And that's another thing. Going back to people protesting this movie, that what got me on the conversation me and Miley had about it, that got me off on the whole thing was conservative websites are now talking about Avatar, saying that it's a recruiting film for groups like the Animal Liberation Front and
Eco-terrorism.
and the Earth Liberation Front.
I heard another one that it was a headline just said James Cameron is a humanist.
Yes, that was actually a good article though.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's
I
It's
believe
funny.
in people. I mean, God is
I-
stupid.
I am
You
all
know,
for
I
it.
believe in.
I'm all for what that article spelled
Yeah.
out James Cameron to be,
And
saying that we're using technology to advance the human race.
Yeah.
Evolution, if it takes technology, let's do it.
The
Give me
greatest, the
biotic
greatest
eyes.
thing is that it's the Western world and countries like ours that'll come up with the technology to save the human race, but we're generally in the process of coming up with it. The people that are destroying it at the same time, it's like,
Well, 'cause
crap. Now we really have to figure out how to get off this fucking rock. 'Cause we spent so much time figuring out how to get up off this fucking rock that we ruined it.
We destroyed it.
So, but hopefully it'll work out.
Well, I mean, aside from the from the filmmaking and all that stuff that was in Avatar, what really struck me about the movie and why I thought it was so good was kind of the message he was trying to convey with it. Like,
There's nothing
we're,
wrong with that message.
We're America. We're going to take whatever the fuck we want. you
Well,
know,
even if
like-
it's not America, just in concept, just if you take it to a more local level of your daily life.
yeah.
If
Dude, that story was just
it's,
how
it
the
was-
West was won.
Yeah.
Only the
No.
West wasn't wanting that. That's it. It was
I mean, it's no that story's no different from Star Wars, no different from
it's the
any
same
other
thing. It's the
epic movie.
typical like
Good
myth,
versus
you
evil
know,
type. Yeah.
But it puts in the situation of actual the way the world is now and the way things are going, and puts it a few hundred years later, and we've fucked up Earth. Now we're gonna go try and take over some other place because we've already fucked up Earth. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Or it's just the greed from that. That's why they want
Yeah.
to do it. But I'm all for it. Not the greed part, but all the bionic eyes. I mean, because I was watching, CES is going on, Consumer Entertainment Convention thing is going on, and 3D is ruling that whole. Every TV except for one is 3D. Every
Wow.
visual device is 3D. And every interview that I've seen about it, they're complaining is like, yeah, 3D won't take off except for in sports and games because people don't want to sit around their living room watching
that's too close.
wearing glasses. So if we take the humanist view of it, we can actually get the bionic 3D eye so that we can just push a button and we don't need the glasses.
We're frozen.
So yeah, it's jumping.
My dream is to die a cyborg.
You can't die as a cyborg.
Well, you can die as a cyborg.
Look at Terminator.
Yeah, but that motherfucker kept going.
He died.
He kept going.
multiple
That's what I liked about Terminator Salvation. They ripped that dude in half. He's still fucking going after him, dude. It was good.
That's a zombie.
You've seen the original
Not that. What?
Terminator.
No.
Yeah.
It gets quiet.
You had to. It was 80s.
No, I think I've told this story on Zombie Popcorn before too, but I liked Arnold Schwarzenegger so much when I was like 8 years old that I tried to cut my own hair to look like the Terminator.
This goes back to his story of how he dressed like Freddy Krueger.
Well, I'm not doing that one again.
That's funny.
Um,
I liked Conan the Barbarian so much that I held my sister's karaoke machine up to the speaker to tape the theme song. And then I wanted to be big like him, but I'd like sit there with the weights and play it over and over. But obviously I gave up lifting weights. Like after a
it didn't
couple-
work out
that'd be
very well.
funny if it were true.
Yeah, it really happened.
Oh, I watched Repo the Genetic Opera this week.
Surprisingly good, isn't it?
It is. He hated
I
it.
didn't care for it.
You fucking dick. If you ever talk shit about Anthony Stewart Head,
Who's
I will
that?
fucking kill you.
He doesn't know. So put it down, Paul.
It's the guy who played Giles on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Who's that?
This was a gift, Paul.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Jan, he doesn't know who Giles is.
What?
And he hated Repo. He specifically...
Just got the finger again.
I didn't hate Repo. I did not realize that there was no dialogue in the movie. It's all singing.
There's dialogue in it.
Like, they say like, what?
Did you ever watch Buffy
You're the
the
guy
Vampire
that
Slayer?
was like, oh, I love every fucking musical
Yeah,
ever
true.
made.
You did say that. We
Everything
have
doesn't
it.
matter what
Okay, well then
content.
then there's a big difference between musicals and whatever Repo is. Because
What? That was a musical.
What have you been watching?
like Repo,
Did you watch,
Repo is like Rent.
No. Rent is
What's Rent?
crapola.
Rent. I agree. I totally agree with you there.
but it's a
The
musical.
music in Repo was good though. Whatever.
Wasn't my kind of thing.
I can't believe you're going to
And it
hate
looked awesome.
on Giles.
It did.
And
He thinks the new Repo,
and
the one
Ogre.
that's ripping off Genetic Opera, looks better than.
I really liked
Well,
the.
it might be.
I really
I mean,
liked
one thing
the.
that looks good too, and I do want to see that.
I really
But
liked the concept of Repo, but I just wasn't with the entire thing being.
Sarah
singing.
Brightman?
See, I said that, and he went, "Who?"
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
he did. So anyway, it gets sad every time around the
Dude, she
town.
looked so beautiful in that movie.
It was-
Like her makeup, especially the death scene where right before she goes up.
Yeah.
She looked great.
It was all
Oh,
good.
Blind Meg or whatever her name is?
Yeah. That's Sarah Brightman.
And
What
Paris
else, what
Hilton.
else has she been in?
Yeah,
She's known for her voice.
She's like the #1 female opera singer in the world, I think.
Yeah, Paris Hilton really didn't redeem herself in that movie.
But
to
that's
me
what's
either.
so great about it is that she wants to be like this singer. She's
And
awful. I thought it was cool because it was
My favorite
totally
part
making
was the part
fun
where-
of her, like
Yeah.
you know.
And she actually I use the term movies, but she actually was an actress in this film.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, because
she did step out of her comfort.
If you didn't know,
like, I mean, like she actually had to try and act a little bit.
If you didn't know that was her, you wouldn't know.
No.
Well, when we were watching it, I was like, when she came on screen, I asked my wife, I was like, "You know who that is, don't you?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Well, just keep watching. I'm not going to tell you who it is." And eventually, she was like, "Is that Paris Hilton?"
I recognize that silhouette from that Hardee's commercial.
But I think my favorite part was when her face fell off. That was awesome.
Yeah. That movie was good.
I
did think that when I first watched
was
it.
off.
Did you watch the copy I gave you?
No.
Okay. The movie, when I first watched it, a good 15 minutes into it, I felt almost uncomfortable watching it, and then all of a sudden it just like snapped, and it was like it started flowing
I've gotten used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what it was. Was it took a while to get used to it because I went into it not really. I knew it was going to be a musical, but I didn't know.
Well, see, like that. I think that's kind of how I felt when I started watching it, and I just never really developed the whatever for it. Like, I watched the whole thing, which is a plus because usually I'll turn something off if I'm not interested in it. But I mean, I watched the whole thing. I just. Like the stuff that I'm used to watching is, there's dialogue for a few minutes, then they break off to a musical number. That's the musicals I'm used to seeing. But this was completely start to finish. The whole thing was like one giant song. And
it's an opera.
I'm not used to seeing that. And
no,
that's true. That is an opera. Yeah. But I'm not even. I'm just letting it all. Yeah.
No, it was good, and the fact that Ogre was in it was really awesome.
Who's Ogre?
The one with the filled face.
She really would have thrown you.
And she just laughed at me. She's like, every show I'm over here in Miley's home, she just starts to dislike me a little bit more.
This is baffling.
But if I talked about all the stuff that I like over here, you guys would be like, "What?"
No, go ahead.
Huh?
Let's do it. Let's turn the tables because from we're on show number 15 now.
Yeah.
So for the last 14 shows, we've all said to you, "What are you crazy?" So turn the tables on this show and make us where we're like, "No, we haven't seen it." Starting now.
Because this is going to be funny to you.
Yeah, because it's just going to make me be a martyr again. So.
No, go ahead.
You like that movie? You're a fucking idiot.
This is the Daryl Hannah movie, yeah.
What, Splash? That was a good movie.
I love that movie. I saw it in the theater.
Well, like, I mean, because like
I was like this big. Held hands with my neighbor.
I'm an absolutely huge Beatles fan, and I think Across the Universe is one of the best movies ever. Like,
Paul's just looking at a magazine. He's checked out.
I'm here. I haven't seen Across the
Universe. I haven't either.
I want to, but I haven't.
I don't even know anything about it. Tell me.
It looks the cinematography looks great in it.
Yeah,
really
I mean,
vivid,
it's got some really, it tries to encompass the era that like when the Beatles were big, like the '60s, and then it revolves around Vietnam and the war and protest and how the Beatles music was important in that era, and just I don't know, it's a really touching movie to me, even with all the singing and whatnot in it. It helps that the singing and the songs in it are actually Beatles songs.
Right.
And it's not just some songs that somebody wrote to be in a movie. It's songs that people will be familiar with. So, and it actually, coincides with the story.
And it's not singing all the way through.
No, not all the way through. I mean, there's a lot of the singing performances in it, but it's not. They actually stop for dialogue every so often.
It's funny what you said. I didn't even think about it. The genetic opera. It is an opera.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what sets it apart from a different, a standard like American musical.
Yeah.
Is that there's no off switch in opera.
Yeah,
it's just
you're in it from the start to
the
end.
Yeah, that's it.
And
So,
I guess I'm not an opera fan. Let's say that.
well, I mean, who really is here?
Pretentious ass.
But I mean,
Although I did watch
even the fact that there was
the Magic Flute was really good. It's Mozart.
Even
Chat room says that Across the Universe is great, but they can't stand the Beatles, and I can't stand the Beatles, but
Really?
I've never seen.
Is that Jen? Because she left that comment on my movie list of the year. Or whatever.
Is that Jen? Jen, is that you who says Across the Universe is great? Come
Okay, the Beatles is like James Cameron. Okay, they have the top spot in music. So
all of that, no.
yes,
No.
yes,
No.
Mhm.
What about Elvis?
Top selling artist of all time is the Beatles. Elvis
Is
is number
Michael
2.
Jackson.
So does that mean
Elvis
that,
is number
that,
2. Michael Jackson is number 3.
Does that mean that Titanic is the best movie ever made?
Yeah, it's Jim.
No, but
Well,
then there you
but,
go.
but obviously, a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people are into it enough to make it.
But
that
a lot
big.
of people-
A lot of people agreed with Hitler. That shit doesn't make it right.
Left turn.
God,
You
Inglourious,
are on video.
Inglourious Bastards was such a great fucking movie.
That was not a great movie.
Such
That
a
movie
great
was
fucking movie.
okay, but it was
Jen
so
says
fucking long.
people can be famous and still suck. Period. Paris Hilton.
I agree.
Valid point.
Valid point.
And we all know the greatest
And
musicians
we know she
ever
sucks.
are Kraftwerk.
You say Kraftwerk is the upgrade?
No, they're not,
No.
but they are
Are you?
highly more influential than people give them credit for.
They really are. That's
Yeah.
true. I give you that. And the fact that they did their tour last year in 3D.
Yeah.
How fucking amazing is that? Very minimalistic. And then you get 3D glasses when you walk into the venue to watch
You
them.
know what I was just thinking?
And-
We should try doing some ambient 3D.
I'm telling you. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Remember 3D Movement says. But yeah.
Did we? It's on.
Yeah, we are totally taking a poll. I should throw up a poll and see. Let me see if I can do this. I've never done this before. Keep talking. We are a radio show after all.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
But are you a Tarantino fan? Like, do you dig Tarantino's movies?
I do. Not all of them, because I think he's got too much of a fetish for a certain time period, and that it takes away from his movies. Like, he's way too obsessed with the 70s, and I think sometimes his like
Inglourious Bastards was nothing like that.
no, but his dialogue is way too long sometimes, and that movie could have been cut by like 30 minutes.
Well,
and you
see,
could have
and that's what a lot of people had
and most
beef
of
with.
the good things about his movies are the interaction with the dialogue.
Okay, can y'all
Yeah.
see that poll?
But
I don't know.
it was just, I thought it was too slow. It was a little boring.
Well, that was like I have a really good friend down home who was really excited to see it because they beefed it up to be like a movie about the Inglourious Bastards.
Right.
And what he didn't like about it is that they showed the bastards for a certain segment and then the story evolves and it goes in different directions. And he really wishes
amazing.
they would have been more about the bastards. And I just if you like Tarantino and you understand
I see.
like
The dumbest
Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's got some really like wow moments in it.
Yeah.
But Pulp Fiction is a dialogue-driven movie.
Right, but it's well edited, and you're not sitting there going, oh, just fucking get over with this conversation. Like when they're sitting at the
bar.
At the bar.
Yeah.
It's just, and the worst is Death Proof.
Death Proof is
The worst fucking
yeah.
movies I've ever seen. And it's basically just him dropping lines between his actors of shit that he thinks is cool. We're talking about this band. This is who we like.
Yeah.
Oh, but I like this more retro thing. And
Right.
It's just.
What movie? Death Proof? I don't know about it.
Ah,
I like Planet Terror.
Well, okay. If we're talking about the Grindhouse presents Planet Terror, they're mine. You can have some. Planet Terror definitely was the better of the two. I greatly agree. I was actually very let down with Death Proof because he put so much dialogue in it.
I put a poll on the screen asking for the greatest movie ever: Avatar, a dumb Beatles movie, Wizard of Oz, or other.
Okay, I'm leaving.
So far, the Beatles movie's winning.
You're right.
No, really, look, there's the results. Dumb Beatle movie, 100% with one vote.
With one vote.
hey, it only takes one
It only takes one.
to change the world.
So yeah.
But at the end of Inglourious Bastards, I wanted to stand up and fucking cheer. Like I really liked the way.
Really? I was
I
just
thought
like,
it was
man.
good, but I didn't think it was amazing.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I don't think it's worthy of like any kind of awards
No,
or
I don't
anything
either.
like that. But it's not a bad movie.
What the hell am I doing on this show?
You're here to create the counter view.
That's right. You're like the Bill O'Reilly To my logic.
Exactly. I don't want to be Bill O'Reilly.
No.
Oh, crazy to homemade pickles.
He's not Bill O'Reilly. Now who's the asshole?
Yeah. Hey,
I guess I kind of am Bill O'Reilly.
I didn't make fun of Helen Keller. That's all I'm
No,
Man,
he
this show's
did.
getting vicious.
What is it? He said when he started, I just want to argue with people.
There you go.
So we put you in the position.
I'm not
You're
talking-
eating all of his
Foxy
candy.
Brown. I haven't seen that, so I can't.
I haven't seen it
can't.
either.
You
Oh,
haven't-
wait, Fox.
Okay, I'm going to close the
mean
poll
Jackie Brown.
in
Jackie
Yeah,
Brown.
like
yeah.
a minute. So make
I
your
would rate
votes.
Jackie Brown right above.
So
Dumb
far, the
Beatles.
Dumb
Yeah,
Beatles
it's
movie's
no
winning.
good.
It's decent, but
What else did he do?
Yeah.
Tarantino. I'm thinking of it.
That's still
he did
done.
Reservoir Dogs.
That's still done,
He
yeah.
did.
That's still done.
That's still done. Was good.
Yeah, it's
He
good.
did- he
That's
didn't
two
do that.
movies in one now.
He was in it, but he
It's
didn't
not-
do it.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, I think he produced it.
He was. Well, that's
It's
He didn't.
just
He didn't direct
money.
it.
right.
It was,
Right. Robert Rodriguez
Robert
directed.
Rodriguez.
Um,
And Robert Rodriguez did
Desperado and Planet Terror.
Planet
and
Terror, which was
Spy Kids.
Oh yeah, he
Did he
did.
do
And
Spy
3D.
Kids? That's
Spy
funny.
Kids in 3D. Yep.
That's
And
funny.
he's doing another
And he
one.
made a
another-
shit ton of money out of Spy Kids
Didn't he,
too.
didn't he do Shark Boy and Lava Girl too?
Probably.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think so,
yeah.
I think so. Which was also in
Um,
3D.
But I mean, like,
Which I have over there if you want to watch.
Pulp,
Closing the poll.
you know, Pulp
Oh, wait,
Fiction is one of my favorite movies ever.
We have a tie: Wizard of Oz and the Dumb Beatles movie.
Wait, what's the time? What's the poll?
I put a poll up saying the greatest movie ever: Avatar, Dumb Beatles movie, Wizard of Oz, or other.
Wizard of Oz.
Other.
So we have a vote for other.
Wizard of Oz. You want to talk about little people exploitation?
Well, we did.
That's not little people exploitation. It gave all those people jobs.
Just like Freak Show.
Just like
I've
sweatshops.
eaten
It's
everything
child
out of there.
labor.
You can have as many as
That's
you want.
right. They've got tiny hands. They can make the tiniest little knits so that your garments don't fall apart.
I got a cure for sweatshops. Air
What's
conditioning.
that? Amazing cute.
Really?
Holy crap.
This is Josh, everyone. Okay, we have a tie between the Dumb Beetle movie and Wizard of Oz. Stopping the poll now. Thank you for voting.
I'm gonna
Oh,
find
well,
my
I
tire
guess
slashed
we,
when I
we,
get
we
it.
pick on Jason so much. I guess it's bound to come back on
It all
somebody
works
else.
out. It's all good fun. So, any movies y'all looking forward to seeing? Don't touch it.
What is it?
Just wanna see
Daywalkers?
it.
Oh yeah, Daybreakers.
I really
Daybreakers?
want to.
Wolfman.
Why can't I get the title
Because-
of that movie right?
Because there is a movie called Night Watch and Day Watch, which is a trilogy. But anyway, so you want to see Daybreakers?
That's awesome.
I
Yes.
really want to see it. It looks.
Yeah, I
good.
think it looks really good.
Really, I haven't been impressed with any of it yet.
Caverns.
Let's talk. Okay, let's talk
The
about the new
Wolfman.
footage of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Daybreakers
that's
out
coming
this week, definitely. Huh?
Yeah, Daybreakers came out this weekend. I really want to see it, but I haven't got a chance to.
Yeah.
The new footage of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah,
Triple A's.
it. go
We're
ahead.
we're very excited to see it here at Zombie Popcorn, but
We have that.
it really looks like
We have a toolkit.
a remake. Like all the scenes of whatnot they've shown of it so far, like look exactly like the first movie.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like there's a couple of different things about it, like the part where they torch Freddy is obviously not in the first original movie, but like all the stuff where he's haunting the kids, it all looks exactly the
I think he
same.
looks kind of cool though.
You think the new Freddy looks good?
A lot of people don't like.
I think
the
it
way
looks like Ed
looks.
Grimley. You remember the character?
Yeah.
I think that's who it looks like. He's just missing the.
He's like when you look at squinty eyes, like
Yeah.
A lot of people are.
Do
That's
you remember the cartoon series?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Horrible.
that was
Horrible.
I don't
Oh
know.
wait. Guess what,
There's no shame
everyone?
in that. It was pretty bad.
it was horrible.
Yeah. No, it was
But
bad.
a lot of people are having a problem with the way Freddy, at least what they've seen of Freddy in the new Nightmare on Elm Street, is that he doesn't look the same. But in that footage, it shows Jackie Earl Haley or Harley or whatever his name is talking about they're trying to make him look more like an authentic burn victim in this movie.
Yeah,
instead
but
of-
you know what? That's not what made Freddy. Freddy, the thing that you think of when you think of Freddy is not that he's burnt. It's that he has knives on his fingers.
Oh yeah.
No, the sweater.
Well, there
And the
yeah,
sweater.
there was-
The
there-
sweater and the
no,
knives.
there was a lot of
Fedora.
things about. There was the fedora. There was the red and green sweater. There was the knives. I mean, there was a lot about Freddy. And of course the bad humor.
See, that's what I hated about Freddy. Miley loves
I
Nightmare on
hate.
Elm Street.
Brandon Pack.
I mean, I can watch them and enjoy them, but I think his cheesy comic
And
stuff in it is what makes them cheesy.
the other thing that upsets me about Nightmare on Elm Street series is the fact that they only did the last 15 minutes of a movie in 3D instead of doing the whole movie in 3D.
I knew that was coming.
I know.
Well, it's bad when they like have the little flash thing on the screen,
that's
and
just
you're like,
Yeah, you're like when they put on your 3D glasses in the movie. I mean, the old black and white movie.
it's so gimmicky, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. What the fuck? No, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to do
All he
3D,
plays with now.
you need to do the whole movie. But what's up?
I'm just reading what Jen's saying. I don't know what Jen's talking about though. Exactly, I've already seen it.
Talking
I don't
about
know.
the remake of Freddy Krueger.
Oh,
Of
okay,
Nightmare on
yeah.
Elm Street.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. There's the almost identical scenes in the remake as there was in the original.
Well, because there's the bathtub scene where the club comes out, and that
The
looks
body
exactly. The
That
only
looks
thing,
identical.
the only thing that changed in that scene is the actress.
Yep.
And then there's the when Tina or whatever is in the body bag, and
Yeah,
it shows her going through the high school and whatnot. It looks exactly like the first movie.
but it's actually a remake. It's not a re-image.
But there's a couple of little things I've noticed in what I've seen so far.
Uh-oh. Keep going. No, don't get sidetracked. Keep going.
They showed one little scene where she's looking around a room and she sees a fedora just sitting there, and she turns away, and then
Oh,
she
and it
comes
comes
back,
back and the
and the
eyes.
eyes are there,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of spooky. But I mean, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it has the potential to be actually.
I mean, I'll definitely see it just because I have to see it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
I don't think it's going to be anything impressive as of this point.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Turns out it's just a battery
I
problem.
see. That's what I was saying.
See, I think we got these Walgreens batteries the other night.
I know. Thanks for making it where I can
Oh
play
no,
extra.
it's not.
No.
Impromptu
No.
jam session.
Maybe it's the little thing the battery gets the power from.
Okay, hey chat room.
Ah, I broke again.
We have
Mutiny.
yeah, we have the noisemakers. That's why she got us this, so I can break shit.
No, you can only talk if you're holding that.
Right. So I have the thing. But anyway,
Maybe it's the connection.
Maybe.
It's the thing from the battery.
No, actually, I still got power. It's no sound. That's
that
right.
sucks. What is it? Maybe it's that.
No,
It's all the way up.
All right. Anyway, so
Wah, wah, wah.
Paul is sad again. Sad again.
Little outfit.
More movies. So Daybreaker, we got sidetracked and we started talking about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, it looks. I saw one trailer today that was just a weak trailer. Didn't show hardly anything. But then I've seen others where they show, the vampires and then turning more into like animals and less human.
Yeah.
And all the, like a big lab kind of scene, which kind of reminded me of Matrix with.
Where they're harvesting blood.
Yeah,
and all that
harvesting
stuff,
all
yeah.
the humans and getting the blood from them. And I thought that looked really cool.
Night Watch or Day Watch, I can't remember which one. Yeah, it was Day Watch. Actually has it where they harvest the blood to keep the night creatures.
I wasn't that
From
into
killing.
those movies just because they jumped around a lot and they were kind of confusing.
I
The
love
Russian
those
ones?
movies.
And
Yeah,
I
the
think it was
I liked the
really
first one. The
boring.
second one, I actually took out when the car started
Driving
I was
outside the
just-
building.
Oh,
I'm like,
I mean-
really? What the
No.
hell is that?
I mean, but that's supposed to set up because it's a trilogy,
Right.
and it's supposed to set up for the next one. But Fox actually bought the rights to the film and are releasing
Good,
it out.
and they can do an American version so I can understand.
They're sitting on it. They decided not to do part 3. They killed it
Yeah.
pretty much. Which
You know,
really
it was a
sucked.
really, really fucking good vampire movie. Was that Let the Right One In?
Yes, it
Yeah, it
was.
was really good.
And
Isn't that a series?
I don't think it's a series.
No, it was a book.
But there's
It's a Swedish.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
No, there's just one.
was it okay?
Yeah.
But some American company bought the rights to do it over here, and I think they're just gonna fucking kill it.
Probably, but you never know.
I hate when they do
But
that.
it was good.
But a good movie that 3D Movie Man just said in the chat room. Book of Eli is coming out next week, which
Yes.
looks
That looks
amazing.
good,
It looks
too.
really good.
And there's actually a big name actors in this
Yeah.
apocalyptic looking movie, which is very rare.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad they got Denzel Washington instead of like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Or something like
Yeah.
that, because he's a really great actor.
He's a good
you know,
actor.
I mean,
And who else? Who's
Only
the
black
bad
man to
guy?
win
What's
an
his
Oscar
name?
for best
Played Sid
male
Vicious in
performance.
Sid
Right.
Nancy.
Gary Oldman.
Thank you.
And he's
in it.
awesome.
He's in it. He's
He's
yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, it looks good. I love it. I don't know if there's been new
I
trailers. on
love
that.
Gary Oldman in The Fifth Element.
I was just thinking that when I first saw that movie, I didn't like it, and then
Yeah,
it just
I
kept,
love that movie.
it kept coming on,
We've seen
and
it.
I'd watch it again,
Yeah.
and then I'd watch it again.
See, I'm just not a Bruce Willis fan. Any movie with him, I have a hard time
And
liking
I
the
love
movie.
that
love
movie.
Bruce
Do you
Willis.
really?
He's
But that movie is really
Who
different
doesn't
for
like
Bruce
Bruce-
Willis, though. Like,
I just said I did.
Oh my gosh! Even Die Hard,
No, I wasn't into Die Hard.
Seriously? Come on.
Hans Gruber.
get out!
Yeah.
You
Wait.
are un-American.
That's fine with
Yeah,
me.
there you go. I love Bruce
Terrible.
Willis.
Hans Gruber.
He's great.
I like
12 Monkeys.
12
saying-
Monkeys was a good
That
fucking
was an
movie.
awesome
Yeah.
movie. Very awesome.
Is that the one where
Except for that whole animal liberation part.
One book.
bastard?
Brad, honestly, that is probably one of Brad Pitt's best performances. Is in 12 Monkeys.
Think so?
I do. I love when Brad Pitt plays these crazy, weird
Have you
fucking
ever seen
characters.
California?
Yes.
Hello.
He's a
Awesome.
Hello.
A river runs through it. No.
crickets.
Was it
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I have seen River Runs Through It
Oh, Josh.
and Legends of the Fall.
Legends of the
That's the other one I was thinking of.
And that's why I've seen all those movies. Is because Jenny's like, oh.
Oh, is that why you grew your beard and stuff? So you could be like when he went away on the pirate ship and came back.
We see where this is going.
But I love when he plays crazy ass
Oh, yeah,
characters
he's
in that
great.
movie. Like in 12 Monkeys, where he's always like,
How is his eyeball look all creepy?
He's
That's
all
what-
nuts.
It really looked all big and weird and creepy.
That's good.
When he's talking to him in the mental institution, I love the whole conversation they have there. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about,
No.
but it's hilarious.
It's a great movie.
The
Fight
Fight
was
Club,
awesome.
yeah, that's a great movie too. I really
What
like
was it? Choke? The same guy?
Talked a lot
same guy who wrote
Yeah.
Fight Club. Yeah, Choke was good.
It's funny because where I work, we won't mention where I work, but where I work, there is a older woman who likes to go to the restroom without locking the door, and it seems like the weak manager always walks in on her, and he did it. The occurrence started happening probably like 2 weeks after we saw Choke. And so when it happened, I go, you know what she's doing, don't you? And he's like, no. He was talking earlier that he's going to go see the movie Choke. I go, after you see that movie, you will know what she's doing. And he came back and he's like, fuck you, man. It's really good.
I've heard.
And again, like one of my favorite parts of Inglourious Bastards was Brad Pitt. Like I liked how he played the crazy redneck general guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I liked his
the whole last scene where he's
French.
sitting at the table. Yeah.
Italian.
Or yeah, that's so good. But the whole time they're sitting there talking the dialogue, and he's like, yeah. Like he's just completely ignorant redneck guy. I loved the character he played in that. And that's one thing that got me really excited about Inglourious Bastards when I heard about it was the fact that Brad Pitt was in a Tarantino movie. Because I knew he'd do some kind of off
Weird.
character.
Character.
Way to make money. Fake choking in the
Oh, let's try that. No, I don't want to do that. So, what else have we got?
Oh. Anybody in the chat room got any suggestions?
No, I want to talk about your toy. I know you didn't bring it, but you ordered the new from Sideshow
yeah.
Collectibles, which I love that company. The new, well, not the new,
It's
because
not.
they're the newest one they're making right now. But it's
That
the
thing
latest
looks
one.
fucking sick,
It
too.
looks
I watched
awesome,
the
yeah.
video of them designing it. Looks really. I mean,
I love it.
almost think I want to buy it. Like
Oh,
it looks
it's
really
gonna be
good.
We should
expensive.
state what it is that looks so great.
Well, it's just
Listen,
No.
Sideshow
Let me put my
Collectibles
pants
does. They do different figurines for like specific, like the way Jason looks in.
Oh,
Friday the
I know,
13th
but
movies.
you never said what it was you got.
This
You just started
here-
talking about how awesome it was.
Oh, no, the one I got is a figurine of Jason from Friday the 13th
Okay.
Part 7. And it's the reason that one is so distinct is because in Part 7, like it starts, he's been underwater for I don't know a long time, and his skin has started to like
Mhm.
fall off and whatnot. And you can see his bones and shit. So it's that kind of a model, and you can see the rib cage and the mask comes off, and you can see his grizzly face. It's pretty good.
You think the details and stuff is really good? Is
Yeah,
it,
I mean, for it being a toy, I mean, it looks just like the one in the movie. Like,
oh
yeah, it almost looks like that's probably like when the production team decided, oh, what are we going to make Jason look like in this movie? Like, it looks like they could have made that and been like, okay, let's base it upon this. Like,
cool,
it was really good.
very nice.
Is it?
But yeah, the new one.
Yeah,
Looks
they don't
amazing.
have, all they had was like the clay sculpture of it, and it's
He has the machete and the
yeah,
axe.
and it's not even like from a specific movie. It's just like an image of Jason they want to portray, I guess.
3D movie, man. There is talk that a while back that they were going to do Robot Monster. I don't know why they haven't released it yet, but the rumor mill is that they might do it, and you're gonna have to fight me for it because I want that.
What? Oh,
Robot Monster.
Sideshow Collector.
Yeah.
How did they hear about me being
What?
What?
Oh, we're
Oh.
talking about a murder that we.
One thing, whenever I got it in the mail, my wife wasn't aware of this, and I really didn't. I've never really looked at the other stuff Sideshow Collectibles has. But
This
like,
is Sideshow.
yeah, I mean they have not even. It's not all horror movie stuff. They have
No, they
stuff
have-
from Disney movies and all.
World
all
of
kind-
Warcraft,
yeah.
Star Wars. I have Avatar stuff that you can click on from Zombie Popcorn and buy Avatar stuff.
See,
which
like-
is really nice.
like my wife really loves Sleeping Beauty. Like
Oh, there's
you
a
know
lot.
how
That
you know
is
how
the best of the Disney
You think so?
ones. Well, it's Jan's favorite. It's one of my top, I think, Disney movies. I like the art in it. The lines are,
Oh yeah,
you know,
Sleeping Beauty?
bolder and
yeah.
Maleficent is just
She's
really
She's the
cool.
best.
See?
Oh my God. The spinning wheel.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? You ready?
Ready?
I've never seen Sleeping Beauty.
These should be shot.
What?
He's lying.
It's no, I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
Have you ever been to Disney World?
I've seen every other Disney movie but Sleeping Beauty.
Oh
I've never
no.
You've seen.
We
Alice
learned
in
so
Wonderland.
much
I've
stuff.
seen Alice in Wonderland.
That's my favorite.
Let's see, like Sleeping Beauty is Jenny's favorite
Actually,
Disney
it's not
movie,
mine.
and she owns it on DVD and VHS.
It's gonna be locked
But
in
I
vaults
never seen it.
Yeah.
She even considered. My wife is absolutely against tattoos. She even considered getting a tattoo of Sleeping.
She's
something from
against
Sleeping Beauty.
tattoos on herself.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
I was gonna
No,
say,
against everybody. She kills them.
You're kind of have
Right,
some
right.
tattoos.
Your skin's on pure dye.
You better watch out.
No, like I could take this marker and just do a little mark on her hand, and like she will convulsively like scrub to get
Yeah,
off.
like-
She
She'll
does,
blood squirt.
she
that.
does not like having ink on her at
Really?
all.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. Everybody sees Jenny and they see me and they're like, "What are your tattoos?" And she's like,
I mean, I don't have any either, but there's no real reason. I mean,
Jenny.
it's not
I mean,
something
Jenny's
outrolled or anything.
You're just not cool.
She's
Yeah.
not cool.
like Jenny will sit and watch LA Ink. She loves like tattoo shows and whatnot, and that's what she. We'll go on a roll about that show because I fucking hate it, but
Yeah, well,
I used to like it. But
yeah. No, my parents were always against tattoos. It was like, we will disown you if you ever get a tattoo.
my mom said the same shit.
So,
Look at me.
Eventually-
Sit there at work and be like,
Eventually, when I showed them one of my tattoos,
You have
like-
a tattoo?
yeah, I've got 2 so far.
One of me.
One of me.
Oh, man.
The Zombie Popcorn Crew.
No, so far. I've only got one. I'll add you later.
that's awesome.
I go to show them, and I'm expecting the uproar. And this is, I got it maybe like 13 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. And this was only like a couple years ago. I finally showed it to him, and my mom goes, "Oh, I just love the stuff that Kat Von D does. She's so good. I think I would maybe get one." And
It used to be they were all
yeah, I
trashy.
mean, like we will.
You put it on
So
TV and it's
funny.
all right.
Yeah,
And
man.
and it's so funny because
But you know what? She probably would like tattoos better if you just played the guitar.
Yeah, she would instead of
Probably.
electronic instruments.
Probably.
that's what's kind of weird is like Kat Von D. Like I really admire Kat Von D's work. She's a great artist, but like as far as like her tattoos on her body, like I think they're so sporadic and just don't.
Well, they
look
are.
good
And she
at
has a lot
all,
of
like-
crap on her
Yeah.
too, because she's let a lot of her friends.
I
Just
think
Yeah.
generally
Do
tattoo
stuff.
artists don't have the best tattoos.
Right.
Well, you,
Because
Well, I
we
mean, they
started
have
at-
to,
you
they
don't-
have
you
to
don't-
tattoo themselves and stuff.
you don't
too,
want to.
so.
You don't want to get a tattoo from a person that has good tattoos.
because they got them done from someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the tattoo shop.
Find out
I
who
got
they
the
got
majority of
that
my work.
and you're like, hey.
The guy that did the majority of my work on me, the shop he worked at, the owner, didn't have a single
Johnny
tattoo
Five, that's
on him
cool.
except for right here on his ring finger.
Mhm.
It's like everybody would come in and be weirded out, like, you're the owner of a tattoo shop. You don't have any tattoos? And he's like, no.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to get high and drunk and then tattoo your buddies.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's
Everybody I know who worked at a tattoo shop, I'd walk in there, they'd be high as cut. You want a tattoo? I'm like, no.
No, that's okay.
that's the like my hometown is like the spring break capital of the world.
Except
Panama City,
for-
Florida.
Vic Beck, which did my current tattoo, he's a phenomenal tattoo artist. And he would never be high or drunk doing your tattoo.
But like
Because he's straight edge.
the tattoo shop I go to, they would get a lot of the spring break crowd in there.
Yeah.
And like they were really good about turning people away. They're like, no, you can't have had anything to drink. If you're on vacation, you have to come back like the last couple of days of your vacation because you can't be out in the sun and all that stuff. Like you know a professional studio if they tell you
I don't
you know
give a shit
shit.
If
Like
they
that.
tell you no,
It's
then you
just-
know it's all right. Unless the cop, there's a cop standing there, they tell you no.
'Cause they actually have health professionals that pop into the shops
And they
every so
should.
often.
Well, they should.
Hepatitis
Hello.
is scary.
Needle going in your arms. There's AIDS. Hello.
AIDS, whatever.
You're more likely to get
AIDS, that
hepatitis.
stuff's not going to be around very long.
No.
It's a fad.
You get a shot, it'll be gone.
You can lose weight with AIDS.
You can't.
I saw
They
that.
see the-
I saw the commercial for that candy a long time ago, and I was like, "Wow, these guys really screwed themselves." That thing's hilarious.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do a new segment on Zombie Popcorn, the blog, not the radio show. We might take it if it goes well on the blog. Is starting to review rare horror or sci-fi films. I mean, like really rare, not like Plan 9 or I'm talking about stuff that people just. It's really good, but really hard to find. I'm thinking about doing that.
Like
Because most of them are in public domain, and I want to give good, rare films a venue.
Are you considering public domain rare? I mean, is that what you?
No, it doesn't have to be public domain, but in my mind,
I just mean like not stuff that. I do what you mean. Like Plan 9's huge, even though it's.
even though I'm talking about something that's even beyond what Plan 9 to the mainstream, in a sense, is known by the name, but not known by the actual scene in the film. I want to take it to our level, people who do watch films that wouldn't know about a film.
Right.
Well, like for example, I'm not saying no disrespect to Archangel, but for example, I know he's trying to get started off, but I'm just saying that a film like that's been around for a while, has a small cult following, but not really known within the horror sci-fi movie lovers. And I want to do that because the majority of them are still in public domain, and that way I can have a venue to actually post on the site. We can talk about it, and if any of the listeners or readers have movies that they're really into, can send it to us, or if they want to write the review or do an audio review, they can give to us, and we can put it on the show. So I'm thinking about doing that. Of course, y'all are welcome to write and do that. What is that, 3D Movie Man? Is that
Some of them are high end and very expensive.
is that a new? Is that a site that does the same thing already? Damn, need a tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat.
To block my thoughts.
We should go ahead and set up and do a segment next week or the week after.
Oh, we do.
Since-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Since I'll be here for those next couple of shows, is the listeners, 3D Movie Man and Jen can come up with a list, and anybody here can come up with a list of movies that you think are like staples that I should have seen.
You
We'll
just need to start with the Universal Monsters.
We'll just start throwing stuff out, and we'll just have a big debate.
I do too. Sounds good. Next week we are interviewing on the 16th. We are the Matthew.
McConaughey.
Yeah, it will be on the show from the Matthew Show.
All right. What's up, bro?
He's
What's
gonna.
wrong with Matt McConaughey?
Nothing.
Anyway,
Did he just
He's
get
alright.
married?
Yeah,
Okay.
had 2 kids.
and they just keep staying the
I
same.
love Nicolas Cage.
Anyway, as I was saying,
You know what I like
the
about
Matthew
high school
Show
girls?
is a guy who will be on the show. We'll be interviewing him. You can
That is
learn
a
more
great
about him
movie.
going to the Zombie Popcorn Radio section
I love
and
it.
clicking on his name. But so yeah, that's what we're doing. Universal horror films Awesome. See that even the chat room says that you need to watch.
Well, I agree, but
I want to know what the chat room's favorite Universal horror monster or movie is.
You got that, chat room? What is your favorite Universal horror movie or monster? That's Paul wants to know. Don't do that. That really kills the mood.
It does.
Especially since this one doesn't work, and I have to
And it makes
watch
him really
play.
sad. And if it dies while you're playing with it, you probably kick your ass. Because I didn't even touch it the last
That
time.
wouldn't even be funny.
So yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. Those are the couple new projects that we have for the site. So I know you're really into.
Yeah,
So if you
I can already think of the first one.
if you want to go ahead and write that,
Brain from Planet Eros.
There you go.
Ah,
we talk about that a lot.
it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's the one I always bring up.
Bride of Frankenstein or Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. 3D movie man said.
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Okay,
That's what he says.
that's cool.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's good because it's not like one of the really good ones, but it's just fun.
Yeah. The Sideshow Collectibles has an awesome figurine.
Yeah, where
it's so
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
But yeah, that's good.
And Bride of Frankenstein is good, except for that really loud lady in it. That's like the comic relief. They have
Oh, yeah.
like the maid in it. That's always like, oh, it's me.
I love at the intro of that movie of when they're doing the credits and this is the bride and it has a question mark for
Yeah.
her name.
Yeah,
It's like, ooh, is it a monster? What is?
I like the Son of Frankenstein, except they have Basil Rathbone in it, and he's the next generation of Frankensteins, and I think his wife is also English, and then they have some kid that has a Southern accent, like kind of Shirley Temple, like, well, gee, Dad, like this little girl, like because it's cute,
Yeah.
and it serves.
No,
It drives me nuts. But other than that, that's a really good one.
Lancaster. Liza Lancaster. Or
Oh,
Elsa.
Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elsa Lancaster.
Yeah.
I've got
They
her
have
up
a
on the
big
wall.
picture of her over
Yeah,
a
you-
cat.
She's also in Mary Poppins.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
She's
she's-
much older.
She's the woman that's leaving the house when the movie starts.
Yeah, she's
Like the
running
maid
house.
that's quit. I've had
Yeah.
enough.
I would too if I was the bride of
Hey, if
She
you
was
had to
in
go to
Black
14
Bears
Cherry
Scouts.
Tree Lane
I
every day
know.
and deal with those kids, yeah.
Fuck those kids.
You'd recognize
She
her
just
if you
needs a
saw
spoonful
her.
of sugar. I love Mary Poppins.
I don't know. You're gonna
It's
super
really soft.
califrac. I can't even say it. anymore.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound
Atrocious.
atrocious. No. You always sound precocious.
No,
Even though the
atrocious.
sound of it is simply quite atrocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Umdalala.
Oh, we should step in time now. Look at the white dot happened. Never mind.
Chim,
Never
chim,
need a
chimney,
reason,
chim,
never
chim.
All right,
Anyway,
Tom,
Hello, guys.
look at the time.
I love it.
Chim Chimney. Yeah.
I love it.
Anyone?
Sweet
Wah, wah, wah.
roses
Remember the
knocking.
whole Midnight Show?
Mhm.
Oh man.
The best one was the Halloween one where his like fingers became walnuts and stuff.
Hey, there's no private
Projection?
conversations
Yeah,
here.
Projection?
that shows like that. Or had some weird dream and
Yeah.
then it became something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This isn't
Yeah,
for
this-
good.
But yeah, so anything you want to add? Definitely, I want you to write or do an audio recording so we can put it on
Well,
the show or something.
Send me an email a few days after you email Josh, and
Asshole. All right, cool.
Oh my god, I'm aware.
So we'll do that. That'd be great. That'd be great. And again, the invitation is open to anyone in the chat room or listening to this show. If you have a rare film that you want to have reviewed by us, let us know. If you want to review it, just contact me through the contact page on Zombie Popcorn, and we'll work out the details. You can either do it on the radio or you can write a special guest for the blog. Let me know. It can be 2D or 3D. I don't care. That's fine.
You should do a little intro that says, "What hasn't Josh seen?"
So do that. I think we're going to wrap this
with
show
the
up.
With the
stylophone.
stylophone.
Which one's the style?
I think it's
Well,
great. I hope y'all enjoyed the 3D aspect of it. We're just
What hasn't Josh seen?
anyway. I'm trying to close out this show. You can just wait a couple
This
minutes.
is your outro music.
Anyway, so hope y'all like the 3D on it. I think this works well, so we'll do that for now on. Again, thank you so much for stop. I have to do too many things.
It is. Looks like in twin sister.
Too many things. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you want to hang out in the chat room, I'll be there to talk to you to get your opinions about the new chat room and all that. Thanks again, Zombie Popcorn Radio. Have a good night.
The only thing I don't like about it is